still didn't realise how big of a thing it was until after I'd finished and everything just went mental. So.
Then the second year that we won it, I was the captain of the team, so it was an honour to do that.
You know, there's still a bit of pressure on me to, you know, put in big numbers, but at the end of the day, it's just one game.
I've had probably one of the best years I've ever had.
Hello, a very warm welcome back to the Tungsten Talk here at Pluto TV. The MODUS Super Series sees plenty of youngsters through the doors over the last couple of years, and moving forward we're going to see plenty more as well. But today we're going to have a chat with Charlie Manby. Charlie, an absolute pleasure to have you with us. You have been making the headlines for all the right reasons in 2025, but we want to get your story up to press because you've been playing darts for a few years now at a very competitive level.
Yeah, I have, yeah. It started off really with just throwing with my father and just at home, local pub, and just enjoyed it. I didn't realise, I wasn't really bothered about it at the start, but you know, I got into it and I realised I was actually quite good, so I carried on playing and played a few more local comps, and yeah, just worked my way up to JDC and then got old enough to play at development tour and just pushed on from there really.
I often joke about the fact that when you're born in Yorkshire and you've got a talent for sport, the likelihood is you're pretty good at darts because the heritage of darts in Yorkshire, it dates back to the 1960s and even further back than that. Are you aware of just how strong Yorkshire darts has been for the last half a century? Oh
yeah, there's loads of players that have come from Yorkshire that have, you know, been absolutely phenomenal, and yeah, the local leagues when I was growing up in Huddersfield, it was just unreal. You couldn't get out like it.
Youth system darts in Yorkshire, when you were starting to come through, let's talk about pre-pandemic stuff, when you were in your early teens. What was darts like for you then, before the pandemic hit in around 2020?
There were a lot of darts, but you could play, just not even as a youngster, just everywhere, for everyone. Yorkshire Youth, I played for them for a number of years before the pandemic, and I was playing every night a week and most weekends as well, to be fair. So yeah, there are a lot of stuff to do, and it's only just brought my game on better and better really.
At that time, you're 14, 15, 16 years of age, and do you have anybody that you really look up to at this point? Who was the person that you really want to emulate?
I never really had one really. I always looked up to my dad because my dad was a good thrower, and I always looked up to him because whenever he played, you didn't know if he'd won or lost when he came off, and I always wanted to be that sort of person. That's
actually really nice and refreshing to hear, because we've spoken to Chris Dobie in the past. We know that he was pretty much the lineage of his family. The Dobie family have got great dart players. But it's nice and refreshing to hear that it's not necessarily about a superstar that you want to emulate, it's actually your dad. So are you starting to figure out how to be as good as he is, maybe?
Yeah, I'm still working on it, definitely, but I'm sure I'll be glad to hear that as well.
England Youth International, that sounds like a really nice title to have, but the team that you were involved with, it does make for very good reading, doesn't it? Archie Self, yourself, Luke Littler and a certain Thomas Banks. That's quite the team, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad, is it, I suppose?
Tell us what it was like to play with those guys, because at the WDF Europe Cup in 2022, you guys went there with reputation and you did pretty well. Yeah,
it were really good. I think just to be a part of it was just incredible anyway, and let alone to do what we did and, you know, cleaned up really. But yeah, it were amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Does it give you extra motivation knowing that, for instance, at this place, Thomas Banks has succeeded here and within the ADC system in the last couple of years? We know what Littler's done, and Archie Self has succeeded at Lakeside. So does that give you extra motivation to maybe emulate what they're doing, or even in some cases surpass them? Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I've just got to keep doing my own thing and keep pushing, and just take everything as it comes, and just, yeah, I'm happy with what I'm doing, so it's all good. So the case of right now, is it a tournament is coming up in the next week, 2 weeks, month? I'll play that, I'll see what happens. It's not really about putting too much pressure on yourself for the future.
No, not really. I think if you put too much pressure on yourself, you can end up going downhill. So I try not to do that and just take everything as it comes. And like I say, I feel like it's working so far. So yeah, it's going well.
It most definitely is. And even though we can sit here and we can talk about the fact that you play with Littler for England and the other guys, you've done something that nobody has done in recording an average of over 130. Now, that made big headlines when you did catapult yourself into the press by doing that. How aware of how well you were playing that game were you?
I had no idea. I think I was just in my own zone, and even when I finished the game and obviously it popped up saying 130, I still didn't realise how big of a thing it was until after I'd finished and everything just went mental. So, but yeah, I didn't know how well I was playing at all.
How much pressure has been put on you since that game? Because I can imagine when someone was to record maybe a 9.65 in a 100-metre race, people are expecting them to do that all the time. Are people expecting you to put in these big numbers all the time now?
Well, yeah, they might be, yeah, but let's be honest, it might never happen again, and most likely it probably won't, but I can still play well and average well, so, there's still a bit of pressure on me to, put in big numbers, but at the end of the day, it's just one game.
It's a really refreshing attitude, and it's great to hear that, because you've had 10 quarterfinals on the development tour, which is a nice return for where you are right now. You're not even 20 years of age yet. How do you see where your career is going? Are you happy with the trajectory you're on right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you look back over the 3 years I've played at development tour, I've only progressed every year. So just hopefully keep going over the next few years on the development tour, keep pushing and hopefully get my tour card.
Well, in 2025, you have made progression as regards to the development tour, but you also played at the UK Open this year. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, it was good. I feel like it was just good to get that first major under the belt at a young age, and hopefully many more to come. But yeah, it was a good experience. Get used to the environment of all the big names, big players, and the big crowd. But yeah, just many years to come. I think it's done me good doing it at a young age.
What we've seen from many a Yorkshiremen, and obviously some of the Welsh guys like Johnny Clayton, Mark Webster, and Martin Phillips, is that they were looking at their life away from darts first before they projected themselves as big-time pros. Is that something that you're looking to do? Have a trade and then look at darts secondary after that?
Yeah, well, I think when I left school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I got a trade and I do bricklaying, but all sorts of general building work as well. I feel like it's just good to have something to fall back on, and then you can always push on at darts whenever you need, because you've always got something behind you.
Are you aware of how many bricklayers we've had in darts as well? Do you know that Simon Whitlock was a very good bricklayer? So maybe that's a good sign.
Yeah.
As far as 2025 is concerned, do you have any ambitions, or is it just about taking each part of the season as it comes? Have you got one lingering ambition for the rest of the year?
Not really, no. I feel like just take it as it comes. Obviously, I want to keep pushing myself and keep working hard, putting in the hours, and just keep going, see what I can get to. Obviously, want to climb higher on development tour rankings, hopefully get closer to a tour card. But like I said, just push on the rest of this year and into 2026 next year.
You must be pretty busy at the minute. Obviously, when you come here, everybody gets excited about the way that you play the game. Development tour, challenge tour. It's a pretty busy life, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of weekends away, a lot of weeks off work, but I enjoy it, so that's all that matters really. If you didn't enjoy it, then I won't be here. Simple as. Well,
we hope you continue to enjoy it, Charlie. We love watching you play. All the very best for the next few seasons. I suppose we wish you all the best in going for a tour card as well. If you don't come back here, all the best. If you do, we'll be happy to see you. So all the best.
Thank you.
Well, many thanks to Charlie Manby for joining us here on Pluto TV for the Tungsten Talk. And after the break, we're going to grab a word with Henry Coates. Hello and welcome back to the Tungsten Talk here on Pluto TV, and now we've been joined by young star Henry Coates. Henry, it's an honour to have you with us. You've been playing darts for a few years now, but you're still only a nipper. Tell us about what it was like for you starting darts. It was around about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about, I think I first started going into pubs and having a chat with like the local team I think I was about 6 years old at the time. So started off there, then I played in the pub league team at 7, and just after the fact that the team was short. So it was early experience from then, and then 8 years old, joined at Jamie Caven's academy in Derby, and just from there I started learning more and getting into the JDC competitions and playing more advanced competitions like that.
What were the first experiences like when the academy started? Because at this stage, there weren't a great deal of academies in the United Kingdom. This is a new venture, getting associated with the Junior Darts Corporation. So Jamie and his wife Debbie, putting something in place for young kids like you, that must have felt tremendous to be part of.
Yeah, knowing that I think it was the second academy in the country at the time, so just knowing that darts is becoming more and more popular, they had more academies opening around the country. But with the help from Jamie and Debbie, it's helped me massively in my career. Just the guidance on whenever I need help with anything, just send Jamie and Debbie a message, and I know that I'm going to get some good advice from them.
Derbyshire has a very rich history in this sport, obviously with John Lowe and what Jamie's done in his career, even though he will tell you he's from Leicestershire. But the thing is, darts has changed over the last 10 years, and you mentioned that you were playing darts at a very young age. Did you have any darting heroes even when you were a kid?
Main one was Terry Jenkins, just for the nickname of the ball, the Raging Bull, and I think from then on, it was that we've got a family butchers, so it was just sort of intertwined with that, so it was quite nice to look up to someone for some inspiration.
You were about 11 years of age when you made your debut at the World Masters Boys. Now that is exceptionally young, maybe not by modern standards because more young kids are actually getting in at that age, but 11 years of age and you play in the World Masters Boys. Do you remember who you played?
I think, down at Lakeside, I think I played Jacob Gwynn in the first round. But then I know I lost to Levi Ferrenfouder from the Netherlands, who again, he's shown that he's capable again of getting through on the development tour as well.
After that experience, did you earmark anything moving forward? Because at this point, the JDC was about to bring in the JDC Championship and more things like the Advanced Tour. You must feel quite fortunate that you came into the sport at just the right time.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get my hands around some great experience whilst I was young. I got to the semi-final of the European Boys Open at the JDC when I was 12 in Bristol. So just even getting that far, I think even along the way I think it was Rusty J. Rodriguez at the time. So just having, again, the young experience has helped me massively down the line.
And you've played with some amazing players. You mentioned Rusty Jake there. Yeah. He is a JDC world champion. And there are people that you've beaten along the way in the JDC who've already gone on to do incredible things, including a certain Mr. Littler. Yeah. But you were actually his captain at one point, weren't you?
Yeah. It was 2 years in a row. There was a few of us that we won the World Cup 2 years in a row, so we were good. Then the second year that we won it, I was the captain of the team, so it was an honour to do that.
One of the things that you did do in that England shirt with the JDC is that your England A team beat the England B team. And the fact that Jensen Walker couldn't get into your team, it shows just how strong your team was.
Yeah, it was a very strong team at the time, and I don't think there was, obviously there weren't two better teams than that could push us really.
2022, you would win the JDC Advanced Tour. Is this where your ambitions change? You're thinking more along the lines of maybe becoming a world youth star, maybe looking at the development tour a bit more. Is this where things changed for you?
Yeah, I think it was that year that I made my debut in the development tour as soon as I turned 16. So I knew as soon as I got on the PDC setup in the development tour, I thought, this is where I want to be. And from there, I've just pushed on and tried to get as far as I can.
I know this seems like a bit of a silly question at this stage. You're only 18 years of age. But have you even considered doing anything apart from being a professional dart player at this point?
No. All I want to do really is, I think, over these next couple of years, if I can push on, maybe get on the pro tour, then if I can do that, then I think I've got my eyes set on a future.
2024, things would change again because you would now become a winner on the development tour.
Yeah.
Has that changed anything, or is it just confirmation of your continued progression?
Yeah, it's still confirming that I am getting better and better. I think over this past, I'd say, year at the minute, I've had probably one of the best years I've ever had. So from now on, I'm looking to push forward, and hopefully with the help of other people and myself, I can get as far as I can.
Is it quite sweet knowing that you've won the last development tour event of the year? So you're almost the last person in the building before the season even ends. Is that a nice feeling?
Yeah, it was one of them. It's like last man standing, isn't it? Really, it's it was nice to do that because I'd had midway through the year a bit rocky, but then I found I think it was more of a throw that worked for me, and ever since then I've come on and got better and better.
You've beaten some great players like Owen Rulofs in that final in DT24 last year. 2025, you're back here at the MODUS Super Series. You've already been to a Saturday night previously. Tell us about that experience for you.
Oh, it was great. Especially, I had a good few days in the group. Just really enjoyed it, and it was a really good experience up on the stage. Then on the Saturday night, I had players like Richie Howson and Danny Van Tripe in my group. Got through that, and then played Shane McGurk, and where we both averaged over 100. So it was one of them where I've not disappointed myself. It's been a new experience.
I think for you moving forward, it's just about playing the likes of McGurk and some other people with reputation. But you almost have a reputation already at the age of 18, don't you? We've spoken about other talents at your age. Does pressure come into things a bit more these days because of what other young stars have done? Is there more expected of you?
Yeah, I mean, with the JDC now in the development tour and challenge tour, there is more eyes on the game. So you do sort of have a bit more expectation on you, but all I think about is if you go and play your game up there, you know that you're going to stand a chance of winning, and that's what I aim to do, is just play my game and try and do the best I can every time.
I know there's going to be an expectation for people to follow in Luke Littler's footsteps, because what he's done is almost the exception to the rule. But at a very similar age to him and to some of the other stars in this sport, is it a case of, I want to get on the pro tour as quickly as possible? Or do you have a bit more of a patient approach, thinking about second level stuff like this, development tour and challenge tour, and just waiting for the right time when you feel ready for the pro tour?
Yeah, at the minute, I've not got any pressure. I've not got my own house or anything yet. So I'm just laid back and waiting for the time to come. It's not that I'm rushing to get there, because I think if you try harder and harder, it can mess you up, I think. So I think if you're just patient and wait a bit for it, then it will come your way.
Well, we wish you all the best for your future, Henry. We know that you've got an abundance of talent. We wish you every success here and wherever you go. So all the best from us.
Cheers, thank you.
That was Henry Coates. Absolutely fabulous to hear from him. And I've been Paul the Aston Nicholson, and this has been the Tungsten Talk on Pluto TV.